Imagine waking up one morning to discover that your professional life has been streamlined in ways you never thought possible. Your LinkedIn inbox is not just managed, it's curated and prioritized. Your calendar is perfectly orchestrated, with meetings scheduled at optimal times, reminders sent, and conflicts resolved before you even notice them. Every promising job candidate for your company has already been sourced, screened, and scheduled for interviews, all before you've had your first cup of coffee. All of this happens without a single human recruiter involved. To many, this sounds like something out of a futuristic novel, a distant dream. Yet, for a growing number of companies, this future is racing toward reality, arriving much sooner than anyone anticipated. At the forefront of this transformation is Perplexity, a company making waves in the technology sector with its innovative Comet browser. Perplexity's CEO, Aravind Srinivas, has become a vocal advocate for the power of artificial intelligence in the workplace. In a recent interview, Srinivas boldly claimed that AI is on the verge of not just replacing administrative assistants, but taking over entire white-collar professions, including the role of the recruiter. According to Srinivas, a recruiter's work worth 1 week is just one prompt. He envisions a near future where AI-driven platforms like Comet, especially when powered by more advanced reasoning models like GPT-5 or Claude 4.5, will be able to handle a complex array of tasks: sourcing candidates, reaching out to them, following up, updating spreadsheets, managing calendars, scheduling chats, and even writing detailed meeting briefs. All of this, he argues, can be handled proactively by AI, with minimal human intervention. But how did we get here? Recruitment, at its core, has always been about human connection. For generations, it's been the recruiter's intuition, the ability to read between the lines of a resume, to sense the right cultural fit, to build rapport, that has driven hiring decisions. The evolution of recruitment technology was, for a long time, incremental at best. A little bit of email automation here, some resume scanning software there. The process was still largely human-driven. The real shift began with the advent of machine learning, natural language processing, and advanced data analytics. Suddenly, systems could parse thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands, of resumes in mere seconds. AI-powered chatbots began to handle initial candidate interviews, engaging with job seekers and providing instant feedback. Algorithms could analyze massive datasets to predict which candidates would thrive in a given role, and they could tailor job recommendations to each individual's unique career path. What once took teams of recruiters weeks to accomplish could now be done in hours, or even minutes. This technological leap has not only redefined efficiency, it has sparked passionate debates in boardrooms, government offices, and policy circles around the globe. The central question is no longer whether AI can make hiring cheaper or faster. Instead, it's about whether AI can make hiring better, more fair, more transparent, and more attuned to the needs of both employers and candidates. There are concerns about fairness, transparency, and the risk of bias. The European Union, for example, has taken a proactive stance, introducing strict regulations on the use of AI in human resources. Organizations that violate these policies can face fines as high as 35 million euros, or up to 7% of their global annual turnover. These are not just theoretical penalties. They represent real, potentially devastating consequences for companies that fail to prioritize ethical AI. To understand the magnitude of these changes, it's helpful to look at the broader context. Artificial intelligence's encroachment into the recruitment domain is not merely a technological upgrade, it's a philosophical challenge to our understanding of work, value, and human potential. In the early days, AI applications in recruitment were simplistic, often limited to automating repetitive tasks like resume parsing or posting jobs on online boards. These early systems were plagued by limitations, leading to skewed outcomes and missed opportunities. But as machine learning, natural language processing, and sophisticated analytics matured, they ushered in a new era of recruitment technology. Today's AI systems are capable of sentiment analysis, nuanced personality assessments, and predictive modeling that can anticipate a candidate's likelihood of success or satisfaction in a role. For example, consider a multinational company hiring for a position in its Tokyo office. In the past, the company might have relied on local recruiters, who would sift through hundreds of applications and conduct dozens of preliminary interviews. Today, AI-driven platforms can analyze the language used in cover letters, cross-reference employment histories with public data, and even assess cultural fit based on a candidate's communication style, all in a matter of minutes. AI chatbots can engage with candidates around the clock, answering questions and providing feedback in multiple languages. Machine learning algorithms can identify patterns that humans might miss, such as a candidate's potential for rapid upskilling or their compatibility with a team's working style. The benefits of these technologies are substantial, but so are the risks. Is AI in recruitment a tool for empowerment or for displacement? Critics worry about data privacy, the potential for algorithmic manipulation, and the very real risk that AI could reinforce existing biases rather than eliminate them. For instance, if training data is skewed, perhaps favoring candidates from certain educational backgrounds or geographic regions, the AI can unwittingly perpetuate those biases on a massive scale. This is not just a hypothetical problem. In the United States, several major tech companies have come under fire for deploying AI recruitment tools that inadvertently discriminated against women or minority candidates, resulting in public backlash and legal challenges. These concerns have prompted governments and regulators to take action. The European Union's AI Act represents one of the most comprehensive efforts to date, mandating that companies deploying AI in human resources adhere to strict standards of transparency, fairness, and accountability. The penalties for non-compliance are severe. Fines of up to 35 million euros or 7% of global annual revenue. For large multinational corporations, this could amount to hundreds of millions, if not billions of euros. These regulations are not just about punishing bad actors. They are designed to create a level playing field and ensure that AI technologies benefit society as a whole. Despite these challenges, the pace of change is relentless. As Aravind Srinivas warns, advancements in artificial intelligence occur at breathtaking speed, sometimes every 3 to 6 months. Those who fail to adapt quickly risk not only their own jobs, but the competitiveness of their entire organizations. Srinivas urges young professionals to stop spending endless hours scrolling on social media and instead invest in mastering AI skills. The transformation is unavoidable, he says. His message is echoed by other experts in the field. One leading analyst recently commented, "The future of work isn't about humans or machines. It's about humans and machines, working together to achieve what neither could accomplish alone." Yet, not everyone is convinced that this future will be utopian. Skeptics point to persistent obstacles: data privacy concerns, the potential for algorithmic manipulation, and the loss of the uniquely human qualities that make recruitment effective. Empathy, intuition, and the ability to understand complex social dynamics. HR leaders worry about how to reskill staff as machines take over routine tasks, and about the broader implications for workplace culture. What happens when the human touch is replaced by algorithms? Will employees feel less valued, or will they be liberated to focus on more meaningful work? Let's dive deeper into what this AI-driven future might look like. Imagine you're on the hunt for a new job a few years from now. Instead of spending days or weeks trawling through job boards, submitting endless applications, and waiting anxiously for replies, you interact with an AI assistant that already knows your professional history, your skills, and your ambitions. This AI curates personalized job opportunities from thousands of companies, schedules interviews at times that suit you, and even coaches you on how to present yourself most effectively. All of this happens before a human recruiter ever enters the picture. In this scenario, AI is not just a gatekeeper, it's a career concierge, guiding you through the entire process and optimizing your outcomes. However, this convenience comes with significant trade-offs. Who is responsible for programming these algorithms? Who decides what qualities matter most for a given role? If AI systems are left unchecked, they could amplify hidden biases or prioritize corporate profit over individual potential, quietly reshaping entire industries without public scrutiny. As one expert recently observed, AI is not about replacing jobs, but augmenting human capabilities to create more strategic HR functions. It's an optimistic vision, but one that depends on organizations remaining vigilant about ethics, transparency, and fairness. There is, undeniably, a bright side. AI has the potential to make hiring less arbitrary and more equitable. Sophisticated algorithms can surface talented candidates who might otherwise be overlooked due to unconscious bias or resume-based gatekeeping. Imagine a world where your potential is measured not by the keywords on your resume, but by your real abilities, your learning agility, and your aspirations. Algorithms can actively identify and correct biases in hiring, promoting diversity and fairness at a scale never before possible. Consider, for example, a scenario in which an AI system detects that a company's previous hiring practices favored candidates from a particular university. The system could automatically adjust its recommendations to ensure a more diverse slate of candidates, giving everyone a fair shot. Yet, this technological utopia is fragile. If data privacy is ignored, or if new forms of bias creep into the system, the consequences could be devastating. For job seekers, this could mean being unfairly filtered out of opportunities. For companies, it could result in reputational damage, legal challenges, and the loss of top talent. For society at large, it could mean the entrenchment of existing inequalities. So what's the practical takeaway for you and me? According to Aravind Srinivas, those who embrace artificial intelligence early will have a decisive advantage. He cautions that the pace of technological change is extraordinary, sometimes advancing in leaps every 3 to 6 months. To stay competitive, it's not enough to hope you won't be replaced by a machine. Instead, you have to treat AI as a collaborator, not a competitor. Learn how tools like Comet work. Use them to streamline your job search, manage your projects, and boost your productivity. The more you understand AI, the more likely you are to control your professional destiny, rather than have it dictated for you. For HR professionals and recruiters, this is not the time to be complacent. The future belongs to those who can combine the best of human intuition with the analytical power of AI. Focus on what makes you uniquely human: relationship building, empathy, and strategic thinking. Let machines handle the repetitive, tedious tasks, but reserve the high-stakes decisions for people who can weigh context and consequences. And for companies, invest in reskilling and upskilling your teams. The organizations that will thrive in this new era are those that see AI not as a replacement, but as a force multiplier, empowering their people to achieve more. Let's not forget that AI's impact goes far beyond recruitment. In customer service, AI chatbots are already handling millions of interactions every day. In finance, algorithms are making split-second decisions about loans and investments. In healthcare, AI is assisting doctors with diagnosis and treatment recommendations. The same core technologies that are transforming recruitment are also reshaping entire industries, creating new opportunities and new risks at every turn. To put this in perspective, let's look at some statistics. According to a recent report, nearly 3/4 of large enterprises in North America and Europe have invested in at least one AI-driven HR tool. Nearly half of HR leaders surveyed believe that AI will fundamentally change the way they work within the next 5 years. Meanwhile, the global market for AI and human resources is expected to reach over 70 billion euros by the end of this decade. These numbers are not just impressive, they signal a profound shift in the way organizations think about talent, productivity, and the future of work. Yet, the transition to an AI-augmented workplace is not without its challenges. Organizations must prioritize ethical considerations and transparency when deploying AI in recruitment. This means conducting regular audits of algorithms, ensuring that data is accurate and representative, and providing candidates with clear explanations of how decisions are made. It also means investing in ongoing training for HR professionals so they can keep pace with technological change and make informed decisions about when and how to use AI. Let's return to the question that started this journey. If AI takes over recruitment, who really controls your career opportunities? The answer is complex. On the one hand, technology companies and their algorithms will shape many decisions, determining which candidates are seen, interviewed, and hired. On the other hand, regulation is catching up, with government bodies like the European Union already imposing strict rules and significant fines for unethical AI use. Ultimately, the balance of power is shared, and you, as a job seeker or professional, have a critical role to play. By staying informed, demanding transparency, and actively developing your skills, you can ensure that AI works for you, not against you. Here's a little-known fact. The most advanced AI systems can already autonomously schedule interviews, follow up with candidates, and even personalize training programs, all without direct human intervention. The future is arriving faster than most people realize, and those who prepare now will be best positioned to thrive. What about future scenarios? Experts predict several possible outcomes. One is the rise of hyper-personalized recruitment, where AI algorithms curate experiences tailored to each individual, enhancing engagement and retention. Another is AI-driven bias mitigation, ensuring fairer and more diverse hiring. Yet another is a blended workforce, where machines handle routine tasks, freeing humans for strategic, creative, and interpersonal roles. Each scenario presents both opportunities and challenges, requiring careful navigation to avoid pitfalls and maximize benefits. Consider a case study from the financial sector. A major European bank recently overhauled its recruitment process using AI-driven tools. The result? Time to hire was slashed by over 50%, and candidate satisfaction scores rose significantly. However, the bank also invested heavily in training its HR staff to interpret AI recommendations and ensure that final decisions reflected both data and human judgment. This hybrid approach proved highly effective, demonstrating that technology and human expertise can be mutually reinforcing rather than mutually exclusive. So what should you do next? For individuals, the imperative is clear. Treat AI as a partner, not a threat. Take the initiative to learn how these tools work. And don't be afraid to experiment with new technologies. For organizations, the message is equally urgent. Invest in your people, prioritize ethical AI, and recognize that the future of work is about collaboration between humans and machines. For policymakers and regulators, the challenge is to strike the right balance between fostering innovation and protecting individual rights. As we stand on the threshold of this new era, one thing is certain. The way we work, hire, and build careers is being transformed before our eyes. The choices we make today about technology, ethics, and human potential will determine the shape of the workforce for generations to come. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What excites or worries you about an AI deciding your next big career move? Are you ready to embrace the future? Or do you have concerns about the role of technology in shaping your destiny?